Welcome back. All right, we're going over to Mike Eppel, as we like to call him, the money man. I don't know. It's just me right now. That's all. Good morning to you, Mike.
Just what I talk about, not necessarily what I have, right?
Ditto, my friend. Where do we want to begin? Because the big news here, let's go with Shopify, shall we?
Yes.
Now being the biggest Canadian company, now a lot of people say, man, I should have bought that stock.
Well, this is a company that is still relatively new. It's 14 years old. It's out of Ottawa. It makes the guts for e-commerce, does the software. If you have a business, you want to get online to sell your goods. Well, what has been very much on an uptrend in the pandemic shutdown, Melanie? E-commerce. So a lot of small businesses have required Shopify services. Net result, their earnings, they had a profit, first off, in the first quarter, and sales spike of almost 50%. This stock has been red hot on the Toronto Stock Exchange, so much so that this year already it has doubled in value. Yesterday, it was above $1,000 per share. It is now worth $121 billion as a company. Again, it does, $2 billion in sales a year. It's just, getting into profitability for the first time. Number 2 on the most valuable list is the Royal Bank,
That's pretty
a company
crazy.
that has been around for well over 100 years, does $45 billion in sales, and makes $10 billion plus per year. So again, you've got the market looking at growth potential, more or less, with Shopify and its stock price going up substantially. We will see
No
what long-term prospects are.
When you're beating a massive bank, something's going right. Something's going right. We mentioned this in the news pack here about Greyhound and these temporary layoffs. They are fairly significant.
Yeah, they are. 400 jobs as of next week. And look, the entire transportation industry is going through a structural change. First off, nobody's traveling right now, so thus all of the airlines, they've grounded their flights, and Greyhound is taking buses off the road. They were down to something like 95% off their typical passenger numbers. What happens when these companies do restart? They're not going to be able to sell as many seats on the vehicles because of social distancing. So the revenue is going to take a hit on the back end of the pandemic rebound. It's going to be very interesting to see here, Melanie, how airlines and bus companies, and even think about the Toronto Transit Commission, the TTC. Are people going to get on a packed subway in the morning to get downtown?
Not. Remember the times?
You're not going to see that.
Where people used to kind of stand and hold on, and people would be within their armpit and just jam in there like sardines. Never again.
Think about the revenue hit that the TTC is going to take.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to see as many passengers. Not a chance.
You mentioned the airlines. Frontier Airlines doing a little bit of a backing down on something here. This is interesting.
Yeah. The discount airlines, so to speak, are always looking at ways to make as much money as possible and selling anything possible, because you buy a seat and that's it. Everything else is extra. Well, Frontier had the brilliant idea that you can pay extra to sit next to an empty seat. Guess what happened on social media, Melanie? Frontier was ripped, to say the least, and they have now said, well, yes, we have rethought this plan, and we won't be doing that. So, yeah. But again, this comes back to the whole idea. The airlines, and in Frontier's case, and any of these discount carriers, their margins are so small. They got to sell seats, right? So now they're not going to be able to. So a structural shift, to say the least.
I want to get this last story in here. Peloton. Our Frankie Ferragini is a big fan of Peloton. He jumped on board way long ago, and now everyone wants on it.
Yeah. Everybody into the pool.
Yeah.
Peloton has seen its ridership numbers, so to speak, subscribers, spike in the first quarter. You can't go out. You can't go to the gym. Bring the gym to you, I suppose. So the company has seen a big increase. It is raising its guidance. I saw some number this morning, 44 million downloads or something like that in its latest quarter. It was just a remarkable number of the number of people signing not just up for the service, but getting on the machines, actually, or, just using the app on whatever equipment they may already have in their basement, which has been dusty prior to the pandemic and maybe now getting some use. Share price up this morning. It's kind of like the Shopify out there. It's hitting a record high and climbing, I think, 10% already this morning.
The question is going to be how these gyms are going to exist now, if people are going to even want to go.
Again.
Yeah, that's a whole other industry that we'll have to look at. All right, Mike. Enjoy sweating with you this morning. It's all good.
Thank
you.